Right. So my name is Natasha Michelle, and I am very excited to be here and to be sharing this business opportunity with you today because it has done so much for me in the past few months. And I'm actually currently celebrating my anniversary in the business, and when I started this business, I had no idea we would get this far. I had no idea. I just say to myself, let me just try, let me just see what I can do, and little did I know that this is actually going to become, my solution. So I'm really excited, to be here and to be able to actually share this business, opportunity with you tonight. Right. So in this case, that by virtue of you being here, to me, it tells me that you've got goals and objectives that you want to achieve. So my name is Natasha Michelle. I'm a qualified biologist and biochemist specialized in pharmaceuticals and medical devices and ISO auditor. But above all else, today I'm here to share with you about a business called Forever Living. I'm a proud forever business owner since September 2023. That is when I started the business. And, I'm happy to show, coach, and support people from various backgrounds to start, build their businesses from scratch, as well as start with a low startup capital, on a part-time or full-time basis. I am currently doing the business on a part-time basis. But in this case, you have a choice with how you want to do the business. Do you want to do the business full time? I have a lot of people that are here that are doing the business full time because they're not working. Other people are working and also balancing. So you can be able to do both, with anything that you are doing. Okay. So, right. So when it comes to also in this business, what we do is that in everything, when it comes to life, life requires you to level up. So, for me, I'm one person that has a very, very busy and tight schedule. And I used to think that, I don't have time for another side hustle or for me to be able to do other things. But at the end of the day, the reality of life is the fact that when you look at your finances, when you look at your finances and you actually then get to realize that, okay, there is a need, here you get to be able to understand that there's no other choice. You don't have any other choice besides to ensure that you actually do something. As long as you want to level up in life, as long as you want to see a change, that means you actually have to start change yourself. So there's been a lot of things that have changed, around us in this case, where we have, there's a lot of people that are looking to say that, okay, look, I don't have, I graduated, but I'm not getting a job. I've got a lot of people that I graduated with that are currently not employed. Also, sometimes you might be working, but you're in a frustrating, toxic environment, right? Or maybe you're working, but you don't feel that you have enough time with your family, or, some people start the business because of health conditions, or you're actually looking for something that is going to help you when it comes to the long-term plan, in your life. Where do you see your life in the next 5 to 10 years? When you're 60, what do you want to be doing? Do you want to be working, towards retirement? What exactly would you like, to be doing for yourself? So that is one of the reasons why we have to look around us and really think, deeply. Like right now, 2024 is almost over. Are you in a position where you can say, I have achieved my goals, I have done that which, I wanted to do? So the most important thing in any aspect of life is to start a business, in whatever business idea that you have, or ideas that you have, because you're not held up to having just one business or one stream of income. You need to have a minimum of 3 to 5 streams of income for you to actually be in a stable place, when it comes to your life financially. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. And one thing that I love to say is the fact that the same God who gave you the business idea will give you the clients. I will tell you my story briefly in the fact that you are lucky in the fact that especially if you're here, it means somebody invited you. Somebody actually said, come, let's attend this business presentation together. Or I think this business presentation could help you. And for me, I actually bumped into the business when I was waiting for an Uber that had delayed, right? But at that particular time, I was actually going through a lot financially, because sometimes you tell yourself to say, okay, I'm going to study, I'm going to be first in everything. And then that actually sets you up for life. But that is not the reality, because you don't have control over what other people think, or how other people actually decide to say, this is how much you can pay you, how much you're worth, right? Or how much they can afford, basically. So for me, I found myself in a position whereby the first time I heard about the business, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get a better job. And I did. I got my dream job, everything. But one thing that I realized was the fact that, when I looked around me, it's very important to pay attention to everything around you. When I looked around me, I realized that all the people that I could aspire to be, they were, it took them years. There's one lady that said to me, my husband and I bought our first house, we've been paying for it. We finally finished in 15 years. And I'm thinking 15 years in debt. You can't quit that job. You can't do anything. You can't take a risk, because in that case, it means you lose your home, right? And I mean, 15 years, they now had children. So I asked myself to say, what is it that I want for myself? And I had to get to a point where I say to myself, you know what, you need to start a business. You need to have something that you can control, that actually gives you finances, something that you can be able to decide to say, this is how much I want to earn. This is what I want to make for myself. This is what I want to achieve. Because you can set goals and objectives all you want, but as long as your finances are the same, you're living hand to mouth, the end of the year will come and you get frustrated. You feel like you didn't do anything. You're asking yourself, where did the money go? No, the money did, you did make the money, you did earn, but it paid for what it could pay for. Like the cost of living is going up each and every month globally. It's not just to say it's a Southern Africa issue or it's a Europe issue, globally. Like right now, I was reading, an article that was talking about the fact that, a lot of people are now trying to see what is it that I can do to supplement my income for me to be able to meet the needs that I have. So you need to make sure that in everything that you do, you actually thinking about your future, you're thinking about your tomorrow. Because one thing that I always say is, a lot of people will say, no, you just need to budget better, you need to do, but it does not necessarily mean that, if you're going to budget, even no matter how much you can try and reduce certain costs, it does not guarantee you that the money that you have is going to be enough. I don't know if anyone can relate to me, or maybe it's just me. So I got to a point where I actually realized that, from social media and all the people that are there, that are out here and that are looking for opportunities, for me to bump into this opportunity, for me, it was a call out from God. It was a solution that I wasn't looking for. The solution came in a shape and form that I was not looking for. I thought maybe I'll, get a salary increment or whatever, but at the end of the day, I mean, a salary increment, normally the most people get is like 20-30%. But you don't get a salary increment that is going to change your life, because already your expenses are also going to match the new increment that you have, right? So in this case, I just want us to really, really, I want you to be selfish enough and actually say to yourself that, the fact that I'm here, it means that, God wanted me to be here, So you're actually also able to chat with me, whatever it is. I've got my other line as well that is here, that is in the chat, that I can see, so I can be able to see any questions that you have. So this lady, her name is Tangi. She used to be a teacher. And she retired 1 month after starting the business, right? And I'm not saying that, once you start your business, retire, whatever, or stop whatever you're doing. No, that's not what I'm saying. But she did that because, life happens, and she found herself being a teacher. She wasn't passionate about it. She didn't feel like, she's making that much of a change in the children's lives, because it was not what she wanted to do. Right. So when she started the business, she actually started the business because somebody sent her a YouTube video. And then she didn't even watch it. So the person that shared the video with her was Vero. Then Vero says, what would you lose if you decide to say that, I'm just going to watch this video? That's the same message that I also have for you today. What would you lose if you decide to really engulf yourself in the information and really pay attention to it and say, what could this business do for me? Because that's not you starting the business. It's just you considering to think about it and think about yourself and what it could do for yourself. And the moment she did that, she watched the video, she was like, you know what? I'm definitely doing this. And it really did work for her, because in a year, she actually became a manager in the business. A manager in the business means this is somebody that is making 2,300 US dollars, extra income in her life. And that income has actually helped her start other businesses as well for herself and her family. She's now literally a very renowned businesswoman, because it gave her the capital also to do other things. And she's still growing her business, right, in less than a year. So my question to you is that, do you have certain opportunities that you have come across that can be able to actually completely turn your life around in a space of a year? you know. And this is the reason why I then decided to say I'm going to start the business. As you can see, this is March 2024, where they were actually also then recognizing it to say, you know, she was one of the top supervisors, number one. So it's not about when you start the business, it's about what you do when you actually decide to start your business. She then qualified for a free ticket to India, you know. So there's a lot of travel in this business. If you love traveling, if you love exploring the world, and I absolutely encourage it, because we only have one life to live, you know. And it's very important for you to be able to explore the world, explore different, you know, cultures, get to see and really experience, not just watching it on TV, but actually being there on the ground and knowing that, you know, I was on the Eiffel Tower, I was wherever, you know, and this is what I got to see, this is what I got to experience, you know. And knowing that your business is fully paying for that, right? So it's really important. You need to ask yourself, what is it that matters most to you? For me, what matters most to me was the fact that you know, I'm a child that comes from a single parent, and you know, the struggles that I saw my mother going through for me to be able to go to school, and even up to the time that she passed on, and the struggles that I had after that, I never want my family to go through that. That is something that drives me every day, to say that I need to make sure that, you know, when my kids talk about, to say that, you know, their background, they don't say we started from scratch because we come from nothing, referring to me as that they come from nothing, you know. So it's a decision that one has to make. It's a decision that one has to make for themselves. You know, I'm seeing here Letizia says he wants to go to Paris. Absolutely, why not? It's actually our next destination. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you want? Is it health? Is it finances? You know, do you? I've met so many people that will say to me, Natasha, if I can just put a tombstone for my parents, if I can just pay off my debts, I want to be able to pay for my child's school fees on time. I want to be able to move out and stay by myself. I'm not talking about saying you want to buy a house. You know, like, what are the immediate needs that you have right now? Before we talk about the long-term plan, what is it that you need? If you're here and you're saying, you know, I needed a, you know, at least 1,000 euros extra, or I need at least 43,000 rands, you know, what is it that you need is my question, because this is personal. As much as, yes, the business idea, the strategies are there, how you implement depends on the goals and objectives that you want. So even when it comes to the things, that the results of the business, they are different from one person to the other, because we all have different needs that we have put towards the business, right? So the business I'm talking to you about is Forever Living. I absolutely love this business because I got to know about the product since the time I was a child. I knew about the aloe vera gel bottle. For me at the time, it was a punishment, because I knew that if I don't eat well, then my mother would say, you don't drink aloe today. But I actually then got to a point where I grew up and I was suffering from a lot of things, you know, it comes to being overweight and blood pressure and everything. And I remembered to say that, you know, my mother used to say aloe vera is really good. And I decided to get that, right? So Forever has been around from 1978. I was born in 95. So, and yet that this is way after Forever had started, by founded by Rex Morgan, headquarters in the USA. So you find that even our system, everything is in US dollars. It then converts to the currency of the country that you are in. If you are in Zambia, then it's kwacha or euros, wherever you are, or rands, or, you know, US dollars if you use US dollars as well in your particular country. So in this case, the fact that it is also privately owned, it's debt free. It's not a business whereby, you know, tomorrow it's going to say, you know, we've gone bankrupt, and then the next thing you've got nothing else to depend on. No, that's not it. So one of the number one key reasons I also decided that this was a very good business model for myself. I'm a very analytical person. I'm a scientist by nature. So for me, I looked at it to say, okay, everybody is selling something, right? I've tried to sell something as well, a lot of things in the past. I tried other businesses as well. I failed. But the fact that Forever is in over 140 countries, meaning that if you say to me tonight, Natasha, I want to start this business tomorrow, in the next 48 hours, you will be able to operate in 140 countries. So think about it. It's a franchise, right? Think about it as a franchise. Think about it as an opportunity, you know, because for me, it made me realize that, you know, I had struggled with so many other businesses to sell and finding customers, because in any business, customers are the most important thing. And because I was struggling to get customers, I said to myself, okay, wait, if I can get three customers in each of these 140 countries, just stable customers. Is that not a lot? Plus, it gives you the opportunity also for you to actually grow your business into the first world countries, right? So in a few months, in the first 3 months of my business, I managed to actually grow into the entire Southern Africa, right? And then from that also then went into Germany, and now we're in France, at the same time also USA as well, and in the UK. There are a lot of people that are leaving, for example, Africa, to say, okay, I want to go and work in a different country, but they actually can't get a second job because of the nature of the visa that they have, the work visa that they have. You have the opportunity to say, hey, look, if you're looking for income to supplement, to supplement your income, this is what you can do, right? And this is something that one can do purely online. Like I said, I'm doing the business part-time. When you start the business, you are able to get a website, right? That website actually allows you to make sales in all of these countries, right? And for me, that has been amazing, because the other day I remember, I was on TikTok. I go on TikTok once in a while, and I was there, and only to actually, somebody decided to click on my website and purchase from Malaysia. There's somebody else that purchased from the UK, from USA, and this would not be possible with a traditional business where you have to open the doors for you to be able to sell. I mean, look at all the big companies and the stores that we have. They would love to have a franchise in all these countries, but it's not easy. It requires a lot of capital. It requires a lot of financial compliance, which means it's actually a lot of money that goes into that, and actually moving the stock. But you don't have that problem, because Forever actually then says, look, in this case, Ncedisi made a sale in the USA. Forever goes and delivers. Ncedisi receives an email to say, somebody purchased from you, right, in the USA, and this is your 30% profit. Right? When we actually calculate it, you find that from all the things that you do in your business, you actually make 43%. I mean, 43% is a lot. It's a lot, I'm currently in Southern Africa, so this is actually a Southern Africa presentation that I'm sharing with you, which is actually managed by a lady called Oni Mamadia. So what makes Forever different? We've been around for over 46 years. That means it's a stable business. It's not a business that you can invest your time in. Mind, I'm saying your time, because there's no registration fee. You purchase your first stock and you're actually in the business, and you're in forever. It's actually also willable. You're able to leave your business for other people, which is something that is really important, because, for example, we can acquire qualifications, but the moment anything happens to you, that your job is out, for advertising, it's not like your family can take over from that, right? So Forever is one of the largest growers of aloe vera. And you might be wondering, okay, what do we do? Where does the money come from, right? So the number one thing that we do is we use the products, right? So this is very important, because like any other business owner, for example, you can't sell clothes and you are not presentable yourself. You are your own brand. You are a moving brand, right? So you find that, for example, I started using the products that are for, weight loss, because when I started my business, I was having some health challenges because of that. And ever since then, I actually use myself to be able to say, look, this is what I did, and this is how my business is helping me. These are my products, right? So in this case, you decide to say, okay, what am I looking for? Men's health, women's health, whatever. Just try something, maybe one or two, three things, and you will have your own stock anyway. So it doesn't, cost you much to say, okay, let me try out one of the things from my stock, right? This actually helps you to have a personal experience with the product. And at the same time, because you have a personal experience with the product, you have the confidence to share about the product. This is where you talk to other people, and you develop a customer base of 20 to 30 people. So developing a customer base of 20 to 30 people is not something that is difficult. It just requires your time. Nowadays, we've got social media. For example, I post on Facebook Market. I get people that come from Facebook Market, and then they decide to say, hey, I'm actually looking for this. Do you have the following? I send them my website. They purchase through the website, and that sale is done. Because remember, for some of us, maybe you might be working, and I'm stuck at work. My schedule normally from work is like from 8 to 7 p.m. And then after that, you're still working to try and balance everything. So Forever makes it so easy to operate the business, because I do everything from my phone, right? So this is where you develop your customer base, 20 to 30 people. I mean, think about your friends. There's people that you have in your phone book. There's a lot of people. Then you also then have a point whereby somebody says, look, I'm actually also in need of extra income, right? And for me, when I started the business, I just wanted an extra, 300 US dollars, an extra 250 euros, just for me to be able to balance a few things like electricity, just, make sure that I don't run out on the basics in the house. But little did I know that actually in the first 6 weeks, I had made 800 US dollars extra income, right? And when I started, I thought, this business is talking about a lot of money. Let me just try and see if it actually, if the money actually comes out. Because like I said, I was very skeptical. So I kept asking myself to say, what if these people are all in cahoots, and they're just, advertising, but this money is not real. But when you actually receive the money in your account, that's when you realize that, okay, now this is working, right? So in that case, this is where you share the opportunity with other people. And this is really important because it's not really just about the money, but it's about the fact that it changes lives. I've been in so many instances in this business where I've met people that will share with you to say, because I started this business, it has helped me with the following. I've managed to stay in my own apartment. I'm looking after my kids. I'm doing this. My sponsor recently, she bought an apartment for herself. She bought, stands that she's building for her kids, right? So you get to change lives, right? And this is what is really important, as well. And like I said, this is a business of love. This business has taught me patience. It has taught me to love other people. It has taught me to care, And when you do that, you actually realize you all rise together. So nobody is here. You might be here thinking, okay, so are these people going to be making money off me? No, that's not true. For example, when I started my business, the person that introduced me to the business got paid about, I think it's about 1,500 rands, which is about 100 USD, right? And I made 800, right? So we're not here to make money off you. We are here to share an opportunity that can be a financial solution for you, especially right now in the short term, as well as give you an opportunity to develop other plans in the long term as well, right? So from that, you're able to coach your team. This is where, for example, you say to me, I want to start my business, but I also have two of my friends that are saying, I want to be able to start the business. Obviously, you might not be in a position to start training people because you're actually learning the business yourself. You don't know much about the business, but we actually train you. We give you the strategy. We give you everything that you require. And all of this is designed according to your goals and objectives because we have done it and you are here. Then we tell you that this is what we do. So we're able to do all of this because we have good products, right? Because we have good products, and one of the most important thing, like any other business, for you to make sure that you actually have a stable business, it means you need to have a good product because bad publicity kills the business, right? So it's really important for you to make sure that, okay, the product is number one, the product is really good, it's certified. So yes, in this case, all Forever Living products are organic and they're certified, by a lot of health councils as well. And in this case, these are supplements with medicinal properties. It is not medicine. It is not, a substitute, for example, for someone that is taking blood pressure pills, for them to stop and start taking Forever Living products. No, these are supplements, health supplements. A supplement is something that gives you the benefits that you can't get from, your diet, right? And by it being a concentrated supplement, obviously the benefits are going to be more compared to someone that is just trying to get that from their diet, right? So in this case, we have a lot of products that are there, like the aloe vera gel that is for your digestive system, for your daily nutrition. We've got also things like, other things like absorbency. This is vitamin C, and all these other, supplements that one can get. We've got cardio health. We've got bee products. We've got body care, personal care, as well as fit programs like for weight loss, weight management, basically. We've got skin care. I personally use the Infinite and Sonia skincare. I use the C9 for weight loss. I also use, the supplements that are there, like the absorbency as well. I use the collagen as well from Forever. I use the aloe vera gel drink. It's in my everyday. I start with that every day on an empty stomach in the morning because I have a very slow digestive system. So for me, the aloe vera gel actually helps me with that. So it's not just to say that, we're out here retailing for no reason, but actually you're also looking after yourself because you have goals and objectives that you're pushing for. You can't be pushing to say, I want to purchase, a house in the next 1 or 2 years, but you're not even looking after your health to actually live in that house, right? So when we're talking about to say, is this the right business for you to invest your time in, right? Look at weight management. People are currently spending 586 billion globally on our weight program, right? So the question is, what do you want to specialize in? You can decide to say skincare, or I want to do sports and nutrition. A lot of men are doing sports and nutrition. You find that, or men's grooming, whatever it is that you decide, you can decide, because obviously the products are a lot. You can't sell everything, right? So you need to build yourself a brand. So for example, we've got a medical doctor. Her name is Elizabeth. She's got her own page that is called Glow with Betsy, right? Glow with Betsy, all she does is skincare and weight loss, right? And then we also have a gentleman called Dama Dustin. He's going to be actually having a seminar this week. And Dama, what he does is the fact that he decided to say, look, he was overweight. So he decided to say that, I'm just going to be the weightless guy, the weight loss guy. He's from Tanzania. He lost weight and all he does is weight loss and sports and nutrition. That is it, because he loves running, right? So what is it that you like, that you can be able to align your likes together with what it is that you want your business to be about? Because when you are your own brand, people buy you more than anything, right? So the industry definitely has a lot of income. And when it comes to testimonies of how the products work, I mean, there's a lot that we can share. Even myself, I distribute, pictures and videos of myself for you to be able to grow your business for whatever it is that you need. We will give you for marketing purposes. So all of these are before and after, and this is not edited, right? This lady here, actually, with the Sonia Skincare, her name is Dr. Elizabeth Riwa, right? She's a medical doctor that decided to say, you know what, this business is giving me more than being a medical doctor. And I asked her to say, after so many years, she's very smart, after so many years of studying, and doing housemanship after that, and then now you're working, as a doctor, what made you get to a point to say, I'm going to do forever living, if you, like, why? Because I mean, every parent would love to say, okay, I want my child to be a doctor, I want my child to be a pilot, I want my child to be, a lawyer or whatever. But we have all of those people. There's one lady that's actually an advocate that is doing the business full time as well. So one thing that she said to me was the fact that as an adult, there comes a point, especially as a parent, that you have to decide the lifestyle that you want to give your family. And for her, the salary that she was getting, together with her husband, who's a computer science engineer, it was not going to work for the children that they had. Plus, also the products actually helped her to be able to conceive because she had issues with fibroids. So, my question to you is, if all these people can see the opportunity, this is Veronica Kundya. She's a computer science engineer by profession. We all know engineers get paid very well. However, she decided, at the age of 27, she was then told that, Vero, you're overweight, by natural causes. I mean, when people bear children, you gain 40% of your natural weight. You have another child, you gain again, so these are the things that happen. It's natural, in the cycle of, childbearing for women. So she was told that you need to lose weight. And she actually then decided to use the products, and she uses herself as a brand. And she's actually managed to build a business in 15 countries, right? She currently makes over 3.5 million rands per year, just from this business and her weight loss business, right? So, when it comes to, it's also for men, of course, this is actually he's number 5 in Tanzania, Enos Salema, right? So it's really amazing to get to see what the business can do for you as well as other people as well. So you're not just here, getting to know about a business that is going to just give you money, but at the same time, it's actually going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. I've got a lot, even my own, family, they are on the products because of so many issues, like parents, that have so many, it's going to help even the people around you, right? that have certain health conditions as well. So this lady, her name is Heather. She actually started the business because she had a struggle with a mitral valve prolapse, and because of that, she decided to start using the products. When she started using the products were working for her, and that made her decide to start the business. She's an accountant by profession, and by her being an accountant by profession, she actually managed to lose weight using the products as well to decrease the pressure on her heart, and she actually managed to travel through the business. She's been to Namibia. This is herself in India as well, and from that she went to Zanzibar, and Dubai. I mean, and she's actually 29, and she's managed to actually purchase herself an apartment as well for herself and her mother, right? So at the age of 29, this year 2024 alone, she's managed to purchase an apartment, as well as actually start her own firm, right? Accounting firm. She got the capital for her to be able to do that. And I actually didn't write here that also in the first 3 months, she managed to purchase a car, right? So it's amazing to get to see that if all these people can be able to achieve this, what is it that you are looking for? So Forever is a network marketing business opportunity. You're able to create extra income. You choose whether you want to introduce people in the business or not, or you can just focus on sales. It is totally up to you, depending on how much you want to make and how much you want to grow, right? So, people get involved in the business for 4 reasons: financial, personal, flexibility, because you're able to do this business any other time. When I started, mostly I was doing my business UK hours because, I was growing in that particular area, as well as because, I was busy during the day with work. And then now during the evening, I was actually able to focus on countries like UK, Canada as well, because for them, those are their operating times. While I'm in bed watching TV, I'm posting pictures, I'm creating reels, and I'm communicating with people, I'm making sales, right? So from that, Forever is not a job, right? Yes, we do get paid bonuses that are based on what you're doing in your business, but it is not a job. It's not something that we can say, we're not saying leave whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to be employed by Forever. You're not employed by Forever. You are a business owner under Forever, right? So from that, it's a very simple cycle. We just basically share about the business, we share about the products, and you actually then get to be able to experience the lifestyle, the travel, the self-development. There's a lot of self-development that comes with this business, actually, because, there are so many things that I used to say I can't do. Like, I remember, I used to say I can't talk to people. I don't have money to fit in because I was looking at the way people were dressing. But I actually then realized that the business changed so much, because even in my own career, I've actually received 2 promotions ever since I started Forever, because Forever develops you. It develops you as a leader as well. You're not here, to be able to follow other people and be able to be led by other people. You become a business leader by yourself, and you're actually trained on that as well. You receive the strategies, you're trained on how to talk, you're trained on how to speak, you're trained on how to handle yourself, you're trained on how to handle business events, how to organize business events, how to communicate with people. You learn a lot of things. There's a lot of personal development. We've got a lot of, even on a daily basis, for people that start their day early, we've got 5 a.m. sessions. Tomorrow we're going to have a training tomorrow at 7 p.m. And every single day there is something that you can be able to learn. We have all enrolled right now for a course with Eric Wu. We read books together. There's so many things that are there, that actually change, and one thing that I appreciated was the fact that, sometimes you don't receive the support that you need to succeed from your friends and family, because they're too familiar with you. They've seen you fail in so many things. But this business community is called Unstoppable Global, and it's a group of people that are so, invested in seeing you succeed, invested in seeing you making it, and actually getting to see you, achieve your personal goals and objectives. When I started the business, I knew nothing. But one thing for sure is I made sales. There's so many things that happened, and it's not because I knew what I was doing. I could just see people doing it, copy and paste, and ask, how did you do this? They tell me, I implemented, right? I got to understand later what it actually meant and why I was doing those things. But the results, I had already received them in my own bank account, right? So the question is, what is it that you want? So we retail, we share the business as well. with other people. So you find, for example, let me give you a retailing example. One of the number one products that we have is the aloe vera gel. If you decide to sell one aloe vera gel per day, that is basically about 161 rands, which is about $7 profit, right? If you decide to say 2 bottles per day, that's about $14 profit. And then 5 days a week, because remember, it's a business, Monday to Friday, you're actually going to make about 1,600, which is about $90, right? From that, you then decide to do this for 4 weeks. You make 6,400 rands, which is about $360, right? So I want you to be able to understand that this is actually profit. I'm not talking about cost price and you restocking. I'm talking about profit only, right? If you decide to say, okay, let me share the business as well with one more person, you're going to get an extra $120, which is about 2,200 rands. And then also Forever then says, look, you just started your business and you're doing this well, they give you an extra, $90 as well on top of that. So that means that you get to a point where you actually find yourself that you have made 10,000 rands, right? So I want to give it to you in the currency that you're in, because I know we've got France as well that uses euros here. So just give me a second. So this is already a formula that is there, that has already been tried, and you can be, these are calculated already, that you can be able to say, okay, this is what I need. So remember when I said I started, I just needed 3,000 rands. So actually you find that this that I've just showed you, this is a starting point. You actually get to make 566 US dollars. And then also in euros, this is 520 euros, right? So would this make a difference in your life for at least, just the first month? For you to be able to understand while you're growing your business, because this is like the bare minimum that one can be able to do, right? From that, you can be able to grow, and grow your business as well. So from when you start the business, normally I basically say you need to start as an assistant supervisor level. So there's certain levels in the Forever Marketing Plan. The different levels just speak to the profit margin that you're going to make, right? Because remember, it's a global company. So for example, if you make a sale in Malaysia and you're in a different part, like maybe you're in Paris, right? Malaysia needs to understand they're not going to just look at your name and know to say, okay, this is how much profit is allocated, in this case to Joselyne, right? They need to actually say, they'll say, okay, assistant supervisor. So the system automatically then allocates that 30% to your banking account that you submitted to Forever, right? So in that case, this is where you start as an assistant supervisor. You purchase your stock that is worth 2K's credits, and then the system automatically puts you to assistant supervisor within 24 hours. Or if you decide to say, you know what, I'm not so sure about the business yet, try the products, right? You can still register you as a preferred customer. You get a 5% discount because you got to know about the business and you want to try out the products. So this is where you're able to try the products, get to see how they work for you. And that will also contribute to you actually starting your business, right? So from assistant supervisor, you get to supervisor. I basically moved to supervisor within the first 6 weeks in my business. And from supervisor to assistant manager to manager. A manager makes 48% profit on all sales or personal purchases. This, for any personal purchases, you get a 48% discount, right? So there's also a volume, bonuses from things like the people that you've introduced in the team in your business. That's about 18%. The owner of the business will be getting 40% at that particular point. And then in that case, there's, preferred customer profits. There's so many things. So you find that the income that you get, it actually increases as well. And once you become a manager in the business, this is the goal, that we want to produce a lot of managers. For example, once you become a manager, you're going to Paris next year, which I think is definitely the goal. So I'm going to say you need to get a plan on how to become a manager as soon as possible, right? So from that, you find that a manager is making 48%. You already know how to become a manager. You then teach, let's say in this case, you've got a friend that then started the business, with you. And, her name in this case is Gugu. Then Gugu says, you know what, you introduced me in the business. I also want to be a manager. Because you know how to become a manager, you then actually help her. Forever is going to say, you know what, Gugu is actually being paid her 2,300 US dollars. It's independent of the person that introduced her in the business, right? So 6% of that is Forever then saying thank you, for what it for actually, introducing her and helping her grow in the business. So from Gugu, then we've got Agnes. right? Agnes then actually starts the business under Gugu, right? And then in that case, you find that so at each and every level, there's certain things that are happening that one can be able to earn from. So I want you to understand that this is not, it doesn't mean that, for example, if whoever introduced you is always going to make more than you. It's not the truth, right? Because this is where the differences come through. You'll find that, for example, Google can introduce Agnes, but then Agnes is going to produce 5 managers, and Google only has Agnes as her one manager. This is where you find that a lot of people celebrate their incomes, they post, and you find that the person that you introduce in the business is actually making more than you, which is absolutely great because it means you've actually given somebody a financial solution, they're using it fully, and they're benefiting fully from it. I have people in my team that are actually making a lot more money because they're doing the business full time as well. They're doing whatever that they're doing, sales and everything. Because, for example, when you make a sale, that profit is yours completely. There's no profit that goes to forever or the person that introduced you. It's solely what you decide. So my business is independent of the people that I've introduced. Your business is going to also be independent of the person that invited you here. So we also have what we call Forever to Drive. This is where Forever said, look, what makes people get into debt the most is trying to buy a house or trying to buy a car. Those two things, right? So they developed, a funding that actually is paid for by your business. In this case, where they say, you're doing so well in your business, you're now a manager. Therefore, now you're qualifying for Forever to Drive. This is where Forever pays for your car for the next 3 years, right? And obviously, with the type of cars that you're seeing, you actually then get to be able to see that these are luxurious cars. The gentleman on the top left, his name is Mr. Mbata. He actually inherited the business from his wife, right? Unfortunately, his wife passed away just after COVID, and then he took over the business and he actually managed to purchase that vehicle as well. So this is where you get an income, basically it depends with which level you want to qualify for. You will get to know exactly what it is that you want, and you'll be told then also to say, okay, this is how you qualify. In this case, this is how much you can be able to get. So you'll find that in this case, for example, for level 1, this is around about 240,000 rands for South Africa, which is 13,000 US dollars, which is also 12,500 euros, right? So this is level 1. This is where you're able to purchase your car, but you find that you are able to actually, you don't qualify just once. You can qualify as many times as possible as you want, depending with how you're doing your business, whatever it is that you want to do. This is where level 3, you're now at 27,000 US dollars, you are at 25,000 euros, 483,000 rand. So of course, the cars are quite luxurious, right? So it's really important. And obviously, because I said you can requalify and the money keeps adding up, you don't continue to purchase a car. To purchase cars and, more cars. We then actually then encourage you to say it is from your second qualification, get a property, get something that you are able to get to penetrate the real estate market. Be it, a lot of people are going into the Airbnb business. A lot of people are going into they're getting apartments that they're renting out, or you can decide to build a home for yourself, or you can just decide to just get a home for yourself. Whatever it is that you decide, we encourage you to also then get into real estate from that. This is Veronica Kundia. She actually introduced me in the business, and she managed to purchase this vehicle for herself at the age of 28 for 1.5 million rands, right? So 1.5 million rands is basically about, okay, it's 84,000 US dollars, right? Which is about 78,000 euros cash, because they don't have credit in Tanzania. So you can decide to say, look, I have qualified for the car incentive and I'm going to be receiving this money over the course of 3 years. However, if you are already making at a manager level, that's like 2,300 per month. If you decide to keep your expenses the same, you will be able to do a lot of things cash. Plus, anyway, the income is not limited to the 2,300. You can make way more, depending with how fast you're growing your business, how much time do you have, what effort are you doing? Because normally, for example, if you've got limited time, I then say that means you need to do highly effective activities during the limited time that you have. right? For you to be able to make sure that you're getting the results that you're looking for. So when it comes to experiences, I mean, Forever gives you experiences like no other. These are ordinary people. So I always love to say this is where ordinary people get to do, extraordinary things. My lifestyle, I had no lifestyle basically before I started the business. All I used to do is just go to work, come back, go to church on Sunday, I'm back Saturday, once or twice a week, a month, go to the shops and do whatever. But Forever gave me a lifestyle. I qualified to travel in the first 6 weeks that I got into the business, and ever since then it's just been amazing, getting to have so many experiences that I've been getting through Forever. These are some of the ladies that qualified to go to Dubai and Egypt as well. They also passed through Abu Dhabi as well. And some of these people were in the business for less than 4 months. We currently have a lady called Tia. She qualified to go to Italy in September, and she had only been in the business for 3 months, right? So my question is, what is it that you want? Right now we're in October, November, December. You could end the year on a different note. Like right now, I actually decided to say that, because I qualified to go to Mozambique, whoever decides, to say I want to start my business and I want to do the same thing to become a supervisor in 6 weeks, why not get a free boat cruise ticket, from Durban to Mozambique? Have fun, with MSC Cruise. So it's really amazing. So this is still another ladies that qualified for Dubai as well. So we also have what we call the Global Rally. This is where you qualify for another bonus as well, called a chairman's bonus, similar to a 13th check that you would get from work, hopefully. So in this case, you already know the qualification period is from January to December. So you're actually on time, right? And then you can be able to know to say, okay, this is what I want to qualify for. Therefore, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to split it across the year, and then be able to actually qualify for the chairman's bonus, right? So, when it comes to Global Rally, it can be anywhere. All these people went and represented us, in India, and you actually get to travel with your plus one, by the way. Forever pays for your air ticket, your accommodation, your food for you and your plus one. Sometimes, depending with the event, they can also say you can bring two people. So this is where people are able to travel with their spouses. Some people, they get to have a honeymoon, whatever it is that you want to do, or decide to say, I want to take my children, I want to take my sister, my friends. You decide who you want to take, and you don't have to be in the same country with the person that you're taking. Even if you're in different countries, Forever would then find a way for you to fly to one airport and then finish the rest of the travels together, right? So they cover everything, and also you get spending money. But because you also know about these trips, ahead of time, the spending money that you're going to get, you can also be able to say, look, I want to also add more money because I'm going to, for example, if you're going to Dubai and you want to do a lot of shopping, then you can decide to say, okay, since my flight ticket, food, and everything is covered, I want to save this much from my business, and then I'm going to be able to spoil myself. So whatever it is that you decide, we had 18,000 people in India. And when I'm talking about it right now, you might be thinking to say, okay, there's just, 14 of us on this call. No, it's a very big business. It's a very, very big business. And it's a community of people that know exactly what they're doing. And, we're one of the fastest growing communities as well.
Great success. Congratulations.
As you can see in this case, I was sharing about one of the trainers that we have, Vero, and this was herself sharing about the business in front of 18,000. Forever actually said, we believe that you have something that you can share that can motivate others as well. So our next destination is Paris. Can I see who wants to go to Paris in the chat? If you're saying you want to go to Paris, just type Paris and, be able to just put it in the atmosphere, to say, this is what I want for myself. I can see Nobonga, and one thing that I can say is like, I know that you're definitely, working towards that. I can see Maritza, I can see DC as well. I can see, this is the life that we need to have. I can see Michelle, I can see as well. So this is the life that we need to have. And these are ordinary people. There's actually this couple here, Begi and Sbonobuhle. They used to be the husband used to be a, what is it called, a waiter and a waitress, right? No, actually, husband was a security guard. She was a waitress, right? And right now they are building what we call a talking house, an interactive house in one of the best estates in South Africa. for 7 million rands, right? This shows you that from being a security guard and a waitress to actually being able to do this, they send their kids out of the country for, for school. And right now they're actually thinking of taking a sabbatical and actually go out, to a different country for at least 1 year. So, I mean, what business is there that you can be able to say, I'm going to take a 1 year sabbatical and I know my business is going to be self-sustaining and I can be making money from it, right? So think about all of these things. This is Numisa Majezi. She used to be, a lawyer. She's an advocate, actually. And she actually decided to do this business as well. And when she started a business, it was just for her to get extra shoes. She just wanted shoes and bags. But it got to a point where her husband said, but look, the amount of money that this business is making you, what about if you're actually serious with it? And when she decided to do that, she actually said, my kids, when they come, when they tell their friends about where they live, they say, our house looks like a resort, right? So what is it that your kids say? What is it that they say when they talk about you, when they talk about, are you, are you someone that inspires your family to achieve more, right? This is Kuchi Khanyane. She's actually from Limpopo. And, she's a single parent of 4 kids. And she decided to say after her divorce, you know what? I need to take the bull by the horns. I'm going to do whatever it takes for my kids. She had no money to start the business. She sold her TV. A lot of people thought, okay, she just had a divorce. Maybe she's going crazy. But she didn't even know what the outcome of her business would be, right, at that particular point. But what she knew was the fact that she was a compliance officer, that I definitely need more for me to look after my 4 kids. And that is what she's achieving right now. One of the top leaders in Africa, this is Nobel and Pesimselo. They've been doing the business for 10 years now. And their lifestyle is just wow. And this is Gwen. And I like sharing her story because, it's something that I can totally relate to. Like I said, I was raised by a single parent. And one thing that I see is the fact that, she decided to say, she actually overheard somebody else being told about the business. And then she followed Vera to say, you know what, I heard you talking to this person. I was pretending to be packing, but I'm interested. I want to do this for my kids. Because as I'm talking to you right now, my kids are locked up because I can't afford a nanny. I can't afford anything. And I need to be here at work. I don't have a choice, right? And by her doing that, she actually qualified to go to Italy in September. She's building a house right now for her kids as well, right? So, and this is herself as well in Dubai. She actually qualified to also go to Dubai, fully paid trip. And like I said, there's personal development in this business. This is someone that used to work in retailing that is now speaking in front of people, hiring hotels to actually share about how the business has done so much for her, right? This is Mariana Ilarius. She's a nurse by profession. And I mean, everybody knows that a nurse, that their job is very hands-on, right? So it doesn't matter how busy you are or how, you have a tight schedule. You can definitely find time for your business. And in just 7 months, she actually got to a point, a level that we call ego manager. And ego manager makes times 2 what any a manager makes. So remember, I said a manager makes about 2,300 US dollars, and ego is making double that, double the travel, double everything, right? So I mean, it's really amazing. And she started this business because she's a single parent and she wanted to do more for her daughter and for her mother because her mother was assisting her. And look, in just a few months, she was number 23 in the entire Southern Africa when we closed the year. When it comes to traveling, where do you want to take your kids to? It's amazing for you to be able to get to a point where you can experience life. Allow your children to go through certain experiences, not to hear from others, because this is an opportunity that you can actually take to say that this is not just for me, but this is for me and my family, right? So when it comes to people traveling, I mean, anybody can qualify. You can go with absolutely anybody you decide to go with, right? The question is, do you really want that for yourself? Do you really want to see that change for yourself? Are you really hungry to say, you know what, I spent, because if you look at your phone and you've got a screen time of at least 1 hour, that means you have time for business. It's time that you can use for you to be able to actually earn an extra income, right? So I'm going to actually unmute one amazing lady. Her name is Joselyne. She's based in France. I just wanted to quickly share. She recently started her business, and I just wanted to quickly share. Um, I'm trying to see if she's here. Okay. I just wanted to quickly share what her experience has been like so far. She just started her business, Joselyne. You can unmute yourself. I've sent you a request to unmute. Awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry I'm on the road, so I'm not at home.
It's okay.
So my name is Joselyne. I'm from France. I can say it's been almost 3 months that I have joined Forever. Guys, you can imagine the experience that I have experienced. Like you can see, it's me on the picture with the youngest millionaire in India. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he is a Safira manager, and
Yes.
he's only 22 years, guys. So I can say this business have helped me to meet with an important person in the world that I could never meet if I didn't join Forever, guys. And another my experience, I used to have a problem of skin, and since I have started to use the product of Forever, I have beautiful skin. You can see it through the
Wow.
picture. Yeah, I used to have the darkest in my face. I have tried the medicine. I have checked with the doctor, but nothing would work. But uh, since I start to use the product, Forever products, I could say 2 months, run you can see. And I have met a big community. They are very welcoming. They are very friendly. They support me. Natasha support me. We Once I started, I wanted to give up. She always to support me. She encouraged me, told me, Josie, you can do it. I know you can do it. You will never find someone who believe in you more than yourself. So I have lived many things. I get an experience when we were in Paris on Success Day. I met with the people who had experience, who have joined Forever almost 10 years. They have a beautiful future. They had, you know, they start from zero. Right now, they have financial stability. They can help their family. They can go to the in vacation because life here in Europe is very difficult, guys. But Forever help them to pay the bills. So that's what I can share. Thank you, my leader.
You're very, very welcome. It's so amazing because you've actually managed to do so much that a lot of people, wouldn't really understand. Josie actually started by purchasing weight loss products for herself, and then in literally a few weeks, she managed to actually retail 4 of those boxes, and they're actually one of the most expensive products that we have. And I always remind her to say, you know what, you actually really have a bright future in the business, and I can definitely see that. And then I'm going to quickly unmute Michelle. And thank you so much, Joselyne, for sharing. And I'm so excited for us to meet in Paris. And also, there's currently an incentive that is there right now for people that are going to Phuket. So I hope that if you're on this call, you're definitely going to ask whoever invited you to say, how do I get myself to Phuket? Michelle, have you unmuted yourself?
Yes, I have.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
I
Hi,
think just,
everyone. How are you?
yeah, I'd like you to just share, because you're new. I love hearing from new people because, sometimes I know that, when we have these presentations, some people can have the fear that, but how am I going to survive? And maybe I should have started a long time ago. So I just want you to share your experience with the business so far, the business community, and what is your excitement? What made you start your business?
Oh, well, what made me start is I was tired, of living from paycheck to paycheck because it's so exhausting. You have to pay for that and you have to pay for this. When you're an adult, there are bills and all that. So, um, that pressure of having to pay for other things made me look for a side hustle. So I started scrolling through Instagram and side hustles to do. Then I bumped into Forever Living. I was like, let me listen to this. And I attended one business meeting and I was curious. So I went on to ask questions like, how do I do this? Um, is it should I risk it or am I gonna make it? And I get to meet amazing new people and talk to them, and they teach me how to do the business. That is you, Michelle, and Veronica. And sometimes when I'm like, no, this is too much, like, come on, leader, let's do this. You have to wake up and do that and do this so that you can make your goals, because dreams are just dreams. You have to have goals to um to make up for that dream that you have in life. So so far it's been amazing. And I'm like, sometimes I don't know how to talk to people. But there's always that encouragement, because when you like, guys, I use this product and it's working for me. And the first days when I was drinking the aloe vera juice, that thing is bitter. It's bitter, but every day when I wake up, I'm like, I'm gonna have fast for myself before I go to work. And today is gonna be a good day. I'll find people to share this opportunity with so that they can enjoy and have this amazing opportunity in life. Uh, because the goal right now is also for me to become the manager and also go
Wow,
to head
definitely.
or the cruise. So the pressure is on, but I'm loving the challenges and all the things that I'm doing every day, like posting and advertising and even talking to people to buy the products, because um people are like, those things are so expensive. But at the end of the day, we'll buy it because it's for their health. Nothing is expensive than your health. So they buy products and they also want the opportunity to make the money. So
Wow.
if you want to join, this is an amazing opportunity. Don't look back and say, I'll wait for the right time. There's no right time. You just have to risk it. God will surprise you. Like, there's so much in this business. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you so much, Michelle. I'd actually never really heard why you started the business. So it's quite exciting that I got to hear it today. But guys, for me, I just want to say that, it's been an amazing journey, and like everybody else is sharing, we are preparing to go to Phuket, and anyone can join Forever. Phuket is in Paris. I didn't even know it's in Paris until I started Forever. But anyway, everybody is preparing to go to Phuket. Anybody can join the business. It doesn't matter your background, where you're coming from, what it is that you have, what you can or cannot do, all of those things, it doesn't matter. All you just need to know is, what do I want to get out of Forever? And that is what you're going to get. because the effort that you put in, it's going to give you the results. And you find that as you grow your business, even the effort required from you becomes less, like any other business. The moment people know your brand, less, energy is going to be required for you to grow your business as well. It will now just be selling itself. So you just need to just take that, leap of faith to say, this is what I want to do. And one of the things that I actually decided to say, okay, I want to do forever, was because, like I said, I come from, a background where my mom is late and there's so many other things that were happening. But all I knew is I needed money. And at that particular time, I wanted to get married, and I'd been engaged for over 1 year, 6 months. And that was not by choice, but there was just no money, right? There was no money, to be able to afford that. But I actually, through Forever, in the space of the time that I started in Forever, I actually managed to save 8,000 US dollars for me to be able to pay for everything cash, and it actually was very emotional for me because it's something that I didn't think would happen, right? But this is something that the business has actually done for me when I just started it thinking I just want, money for electricity. So I really think that, especially if you're here, whatever it is that you're looking for, look at it that way, to say that, I have people that are going to help me. There's a whole business community. Everybody's sharing about how we get assistance from everybody. There's so many people that I work with that I've actually never even met in person. Like, there's a lady called Sarah, she's in Canada. I've never met her in person, but we do business together. There's Esther in Namibia, we do business together, but we're all in different countries, but we actually getting to learn from each other. We're training each other, we're supporting each other. We wake up to make sure that everybody is supporting their goals and objectives. So you might be asking yourself to say, will it work for me? Absolutely, yes. You just need to be coachable. You need to attend all relevant trainings, and, you need to commit to yourself. You need to actually commit to yourself and promise yourself that, okay, I want to be self-motivated because this is what I want to achieve. And it's very easy to be self-motivated, especially if you're going to know exactly what you want to get out of it. Because with the moment you just do for the sake of it and you don't have any results you're looking for, you can easily just become demotivated by people around you. When I started the business, some of the people I went to school with, they looked down upon the business to say, but wait, you now want to be selling aloe vera. You're a whole scientist in medical devices, but you want to be, selling Forever Living. And I said yes, but the funny thing is the fact that the things that I've managed to achieve from Forever at this particular stage now speak for me, to the extent that they are all now saying, if you are doing it, we also want to do it. So sometimes it's very important. That community is important because it shields you as well, even from yourself. Because sometimes even yourself, you have certain doubts that you have in yourself because you failed in so many things. People fail in marriages, they fail in school, they fail in just failing in life, right? But when you're around people that actually believe in you so much more than you believe in yourself, this is what Joselyne was sharing about, right? You actually get to see yourself achieving as well. You get to see that you actually have, abilities that you didn't know about as well, because you see yourself developing. This is where the personal development comes from as well. You just need to have a great attitude to say, you know what, I don't know anything, but I am willing to at least copy and paste and make it better, make it my own. And from that, actually start to grow my business, and you get to see that you actually get to go far. So I don't know, from what you've heard from me sharing tonight, you might be saying, yes, I want to start my business. And if you are saying yes, then please make sure that you do it as soon as possible, because I don't want you to miss the cruise. We're going to Mozambique, from Durban to Mozambique. So I don't want you to miss the cruise. And I'm personally, going to be also paying for that for anybody that is on this call. So I would really love for you to be there. I would really love for you to have a good year end, to say, okay, I started my business and I'm already traveling in my business, because that's going to be in December. So, if you're here, start your business as soon as possible. Or maybe you might be saying, no, I don't think this is for me. Then I would advise you to then try the products. Go back to the person that invited you and say, you know what, at this particular moment, maybe I've got questions, but I want to at least try the products, use the products, get to experience them. And then you can be able to ask more questions as well. Even when it comes to health-wise, feel free to contact me. Let's talk, let's find out what is it that can help you, what are the personal experiences that I've had. We also have medical doctors as well within our community. I'm a biochemist myself. We have a lot of people that can understand the human body and what it requires based on the description that you give, and we can be able to assist you, when it comes to certain products, or you just want to look nice and fresh, like Joselyne said that she's using the products and now her skin is looking beautiful. Myself, I also used to have a very sensitive skin, but with aloe vera, it just helps with everything, especially for people like myself that are terrible at putting makeup. So it's really important, try the products, put your health first. If you decide to start the business as soon as possible. Let's get into contact. You will obviously definitely get into contact with me as well. And let's start building your business. I started my business same time as you. By November, I had qualified to travel. You can do the same. You can actually end the year on a different note and be able to achieve some goals within the last few days that are left in the year and start 2025 on a totally different note. So once again, I want to tell you that when you're starting your business, you start your business by purchasing stock, and that stock is going to get you activated in the system. You might be saying, I can't sell, I can't talk to people, or I don't have money to start my business. One thing that is for sure is that we can be able to see all of these things, to a certain point, they become excuses, especially when you're looking for a long-term solution to the things that are happening around you, right? So you might also be saying, let me go and ask my spouse or ask my family. That would be the terrible decision that you can ever make. You need to ask all your questions to the person that invited you, because they have the answers. Because when you go to somebody else, you're going to receive an opinion that is not going to build you, and you lose out on an opportunity that can change your life. Right? So like I said in the beginning, God says, prepare yourself, as I'm about to take you to another level. For me, this business is personal. And, one thing that I do is I also pray, to say, God, I want to work with people that you have destined to be in this particular business. So by virtue of you being here, for me, that shows me that, this is God actually also showing me that, you are meant to be here. And, we are meant to be working with you, because there's so many people that are on social media, billions and billions of people, and yet you are here tonight. So therefore, this is for you. Let go of the haters, even just your ego, where you think, this is above me, or this is beneath me, this is whatever. All of that doesn't matter. Look at the bigger picture of what the business can do for you. What is it that you want? Myself right now, I had a real estate business before, but for me, what I want from this business is to even give me more capital to make myself not just a scientist, a non-scientist, but even to give me capital to be able to have my own production, have my own real estate, townhouses, have my own whatever it is that I want to do. Because nobody else is going to give me that platform. Nobody else is going to give me that money. So you don't have anybody else. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save me. We have each other. You have yourself to make that decision as well. So the same God who gave you the business idea will give you the clients as well. So with that, I look forward to welcoming you to the Forever family. My name is Natasha Michelle. I do forever, and I will do forever. And I'm here to support you. I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to ensure that you achieve that which you're looking for.